Hey, what's up? Max Finn here, and we are going to be talking about TikTok advertising today. All right, I'm just kidding. We're not talking about TikTok advertising, but I would imagine that at some point, I'm gonna make you a bet, right? Before we dive into that, I'm gonna give you a bet right here that I will be doing a webinar or training about TikTok ads in the next year. That it'll become big enough once they roll out the self-serve ad platform that to reach those pesky Gen Zs, we'll be talking about TikTok advertising. Chipotle just actually had their single biggest day ever selling guacamole because they did a TikTok ad campaign. But we aren't here to talk about TikTok, right? We are here to talk about Facebook advertising, right? That's why I'm wearing this Facebook ad shirt. That's why you clicked an ad talking about Facebook ads on Facebook. That's why you went to a landing page talking about Facebook ads. So you're in the right place, right? My name is Max Finn. You might have known that already. And today I'm going to tell you a really cool 3-step strategy, a 3-step sequence, a 3-step plan that you can put into place for your Facebook, Instagram, basically your paid traffic right away, today, and start seeing noticeable results. Start generating consistent profits, right? And the key word there is not just profits, it's consistent, right? Because volatility with Facebook is a big problem. And today we're going to talk about not just how to make money with Facebook ads, make more money with Facebook ads, achieve your goals, achieve financial freedom, bring more impact to the world with your product and service, but also do it on a consistent day-to-day basis while also saving you time, freeing up your time so you can focus on things that are important, right? So a few housekeeping rules before we dive in. One is this is not a live webinar, right? And the housekeeping rules, just disclaimers, whatever you want to call it. If you know me, you know this already. If you don't, I didn't even need to make that statement, right? That was a stupid statement. But anyway, something about me is I value transparency, ethics, morals, and doing things the right way, despite that maybe making me less money, right? So I'm sure I could do things that are much more gray. I could use fake timers. I could use fake scarcity. I could do a lot of things that would have made me a lot more money in the last few years. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with making less money as long as it makes me feel good that my conscience is good and everything's working out on that side. Now, what I mean by that is there are and I got a little hard drive pop up over here. We still got 100 gigabytes. We'll be fine with this training. There's a lot of trainings out there, a lot of live webinars, which are all the same, right? It's somebody, they shot a webinar, maybe live one time on Webinar Jam, and then they moved over to every webinar, right? And I'm a big fan of Genesis. I think they make great software, but they do make it real easy to make that live webinar experience translate very well to the auto webinar experience. So you'll go to a lot of landing pages and you'll see this drop down saying, hey, the webinar is about to start in 15 minutes, or it'll say, pick your time for a webinar. And you probably wonder, well, how is this person doing like 5 trainings a day? And how are they doing a training every day and also running a business, right? Well, the answer is they're not. The answer is that they recorded that video maybe days, maybe weeks, maybe months ago, right? And now it's just a recording. That's all it is, right? Just like right now you're watching this. This is a recording of me. You're not watching me in real time right now. But I'm going to tell you that because what a lot of those people do is they'll make it seem like you are in a live webinar. They'll start calling people out. Hey, Cindy, awesome, good to see you. Hey, Dave from New Jersey, good to see you. Hey, Bob, awesome to see you. All that BS, right? And it's not necessary, right? It's so sleazy and scammy and authentic, right? So what we're going to do today is you're not going to hear me call anybody out. You're not going to hear me talking to the crowd. You're not going to hear me engaging in the chat. You're not going to hear me asking you to chat. You're not going to hear any of that, right? Because you're here to learn. You're here to achieve success. You're here to grow your business. You're here to overcome challenges you're encountering right now with Facebook. And that is my goal today, is to help you do that. That's why I have the handy dandy Guru Buster 3000 right here. You might have seen this in the ads. Now, when this is in the room, it means that none of that stuff can happen. No fake, scammy, sleazy guru stuff can happen. This basically emits a little wave, an EMP wave, a guru busting wave that you can't see right now. So there's gonna be none of that today. Plus, I got Miss Hokey Finn down here, and she's gonna keep me honest. So, with that being said, we're gonna dive right in. Let me hit that screen share over there, and now you should be seeing a slide that says, what if everything you knew about Facebook ads was wrong? Your blueprint to cracking Facebook ads in 2019. That guy on the right is me, in case you couldn't tell. That's me in Bangkok, Thailand. That was fun getting to go there, getting to bring my amazing wife It was both our first time to Asia, and I got to speak to several hundred people at the Affiliate World and Ecom Mastery Live, Facebook Mastery Live event, which is great. I'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But let's get diving in here. Let's hit that right button. Now, I'm going to ask you a quick question here. And again, these are questions that I want you to think about, right? I'm not asking you to respond to me here. Like I just said before, they're not going to be questions where I'm asking you to type or asking you to respond. This is more like I want you to actually think this. I want you to kind of throughout this presentation, it's going to be interactive in the sense that I want you to participate on your end. I want you to be taking notes. I want you to be paying attention. I want you to be engaging mentally. That's how we learn the most. Now, have you ever wondered what it would be like if every day, not just one day a week or 2 days a week, but every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you could acquire customers profitably with your Facebook ads, right? Every day. Do you imagine what that could be like, right? If you can consistently acquire customers profitably and you can actually spend more money every day, every week, every month, and grow a business with paid traffic without the constant fluctuations, the constant up and downs, making a ton of money one day, losing a ton of money next day. Have you ever wondered what that feel like, what that would be like, what that would mean for your business, right? Well, I've spent a lot of time trying to figure this out. Over the years across dozens and dozens of clients, across numerous internal brands and businesses that we put our own money up. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to do this? To be able to spend $250,000 and bring back $1 million on an info product, right? So this is our Pat Flynn, one of our clients. This is a course business, info product business, nearly 100% margins. That is about $750,000 in profit, right? Today, we're going to talk a lot about profit. We're not going to talk about revenue. We're not going to show, Shopify screenshots that give you no context, right? So everything I tell you today, I'm also going to disclose and discuss what we're actually selling, right? So you have an understanding that, hey, if you're selling a product that costs, $100 to make and you're selling it for $110, if you're getting, a 1.2x ROAS, you're not making money. If you're getting 1.5x ROAS, you're not making money. 2x ROAS, you're not making money, right? So I don't care if you're making millions of dollars in revenue. What matters is profit, right? That's really important. So the strategies we're talking about today are going to help you put more money in your pocket, not just more money on a screenshot that you can share in a Facebook group. And if that's what you're looking for, this is the wrong webinar. This is the wrong training for you, right? How about another $250,000 to $1.2 million? This is my personal brand ad account. And again, for our personal brand, everything is info, right? So these are info product margins. Then we have physical product businesses. What if you could spend $1 million and sell over $2 million of products? This is one of our clients who sells STEM toys. So he sells toys to kids that are super high margin. These toys, really, really low cost. He actually holds inventory. He actually built a brand around it, not just drop shipping. So his margins are incredible. And I believe his break-even ROAS is about a 1.35. So account wide is about 1.91, which means he's doing pretty good. So would you like me to share actually how I do this, right? How not just I, but our entire team, how Unicorn, our company, is able to do this for our clients, for our partners, and for our own companies, because that's right. We actually invest our own money in our ads, right? It's easy to spend other people's money. It's easy to take somebody else's dollar and spend their dollar and not really care much about it. If you really believe in yourself, if you're really a great marketer, if you're really a great, whatever it might be, right? Whether you're a real estate developer, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a scientist, it's not just enough to teach others, right? You need to put your own money up. You need to put your money where your mouth is. And we believe in that highly, not just because we believe it's the right thing to do, but also because it makes us a lot of money, right? If you can make money with Facebook ads, you shouldn't just be doing it for others, right? You should be running your own ads, running your own paid traffic, and growing your own brands and businesses. So I'm going to share with you today the 3 secrets to cracking Facebook ads in 2019, right? So here's the 3 secrets that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. And these are really, really cool because these are things, especially number 1, that nobody's talking about right now. Really, I'm totally honest. Nobody's talking about a lot of these things, but specifically secret number 1, it's why I just got flown out to Austin at Digital Marketer HQ to lead a private war room session. My friend Ezra Firestone. War Room is the most elite, exclusive, expensive mastermind in the marketing world, run by Roland Frazier, Perry Belcher, Ryan Dice. Costs about $35,000 a year. And I just shared the strategy with them. It blew away the room. nobody was doing this. And now I'm already getting messages from people that were there that are just seeing amazing results. So the first one is, how do you get leads and first-time buyers for a fraction of what your competition's paying while working half as hard and not selling with your ads? That'd be pretty cool if you could do that, right? We'd all love to do that. How about how to create a switch, right? A switch, just like a light switch, right? That you can basically flip and have your ad accounts run themselves so you can have more free time. Or how about increasing one magical number? I'm going to disclose that number in just a little bit. That if you can increase it, will allow you to outspend and outbid all of your competition, right? That would be amazing if you could do that, right? And there's a few companies I'm going to share with you that have mastered these. You've probably heard about them. They've mastered these three things and they're growing like wildfire. And so what we're going to share is not just each one of the secrets, but by the end of this webinar, right? If you stick with me, if you stay to the end, I'm not going to bribe you with stuff. I know a lot of people throw out bribes and stuff. Listen, I believe in the content I'm sharing today. And I believe that you're here because you want to do better, because you want to achieve your goals faster, because you want to achieve financial freedom, because you want to bring your product and service to the doors of more people, to the hands of more people, right? I believe that. And so I believe simply delivering that to you is enough of a reason to stay and pay attention and be engaged. I don't feel the need to bribe or incentivize you. I feel like people that bribe and incentivize in webinars, they have weak content, right? So they're not that confident or comfortable in the actual stuff they're sharing, and they think they're going to lose people because it's not really good and not really unique or innovative, and so they need to give you a reason to stay. So I'm not going to do that today because, again, I believe the stuff you're going to start learning, you're going to be like, holy crap, this is so obvious, but so powerful. And I can see exactly how this can help me achieve my goals. And that's going to get you to stay. So you're going to discover our exact playbook, our exact blueprint that we've put together over the last 6 months. I've spent a ton of time analyzing over 30 of our client and internal brand ad accounts, basically just dissecting every piece of data, every mistake we made, every win we had, to figure out the exact strategy, the exact step-by-step framework that we put in place on all the winners that I can then share with you today. So that's what you're going to discover. It sounds pretty cool, right? It'd be pretty nice to have that exact playbook. I wish I had that playbook years ago when I was getting started, when I was struggling. And so again, my promise to you is that you stay, you pay attention, you turn off your phone, you block Facebook for a little bit, and you just give me your attention. You take notes, write things down, and you're going to achieve success, right? You're going to implement these things. And if you implement these things, you will see noticeable results in your ad performance in your business. And this is what, again, throughout this presentation, I'm going to share with you some people you probably know, some people you don't know. But the one thing they all have in common is I've either partnered with them and ran ads for them, or I've taught them how to run ads, and they've all seen amazing results. So Pat Flynn right here is probably one of the most famous, well-known affiliate marketers in the world, one of the most well-known podcasters in the world. We've been the only people to ever run pay traffic for Pat Flynn. We've been running Facebook ads for him for over 2 years. We've helped him generate millions of dollars in profit with his courses and info products. And I want to share this with you because I want you to understand just the power of, if you digest this content and implement, the results that you can see, right? That's why I'm sharing this with you. So that's Pat, and I'll share some more stories throughout. But before we get to the 3 secrets, before we get to the strategy that you can put in place that will save you time, will help you cut your costs dramatically, help you sell more product, I want to first tell you about some problems, because there are definitely some problems in the marketplace right now that you are either aware of, or if you're not, you need to be aware of. Because if you're like me, you always want to stay ahead of the challenges, right? You always want to kind of look down the path, a mile down the path, a few months down the chain, right, for the products that are coming out, the technology that's coming out, and figure out how to best come up with solutions for those problems. Now, the biggest problem, and I love this slide, you'll see some stuff in here from The Office and from Marvel movies, my 2 favorite things. So I always like to drop some stuff in there, and hopefully you're a fan of both of those. If you're not, maybe this isn't the webinar for you. I'm just kidding. You can stay if you're not a huge Office or Marvel fan. So this is one of my favorite scenes. You can see, he's got the Wayne Gretzky quote up there, but then he's got the quote in quotes, and it's from Michael Scott, right? Typical Michael moment. Now, what does this slide mean? Well, it means that there's a lot of people out there who are teaching others how to run ads, but they're not teaching things that they're learning. They're teaching. Let me backtrack. They're learning, but they're learning by just consuming other people's content or by stealing people's ideas, right? So on a regular basis, I'll see ads that I launch, and I share. I'm very abundant, so I always share like the new ads I'm running for my own businesses, because I want to share. I want to say, hey, this is some stuff that's working for us, and you guys feel free to be inspired by it. But we have plenty of people that just directly copy it. They'll not give credit, and those are the people you need to be wary of, right? Because there's a lot of people that are charging money. They're taking money from other hardworking marketers, entrepreneurs, business owners, in exchange for helping them grow. And the sad part about it is nothing they teach is going to help get results because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't actually spend millions of dollars on paid traffic. They don't actually have their own businesses that are doing millions of dollars. They don't actually run ads for clients that are doing millions of dollars, right? They're just, con artists, pretty much. I mean, that's about the best word you can think about, right? And so you need to be aware of those individuals. You need to do your due diligence, your homework, do fact checking, actually follow up on case studies or reviews or testimonies or references people give you to double check them out, triple check them out. And the same goes for me, right? I'm not saying just blindly trust me. And throughout this presentation, you'll get to know me a lot better. You'll see a lot of people that are pretty well known in the industry talking about experiences with me, but I also encourage you to do your homework as well. So next problem, Facebook's changing, right? Facebook has recently removed some core targeting options for people that are running ads in the credit, housing, and employment markets. Basic targeting options are now gone for a lot of those industries, right? So it's getting more and more difficult for smaller businesses, smaller advertisers who don't have massive pools of first party data, right? Don't have their own CRMs, their own customer lists, to compete, right? And so some of the stuff I'm going to talk about today is specifically designed to help you with this, which is going to be really exciting. Again, we have the experts, and this kind of ties into the Michael Scott one, but yeah, we have a lot of experts out there that are teaching. They got the secret sauce, right? And then we also have attention spans continuing to shrink. The collective attention span of generations is shrinking every week, every month, every year, it seems like. And so what that means to us is, as advertisers, we have to work that much harder simply to get somebody to pay attention, right? I'm not even talking about convincing them to buy your product or even try your product or even visit your website. I'm talking about simply getting them to stop in their feed while they're scrolling. Because here's a crazy fact. The average social media user, get ready for this, this is crazy. The average social media user scrolls the length of the Empire State Building every single day. Think about that for a second. Visualize the Empire State Building in your mind, right? And if you haven't been to New York, Google Empire State Building, look how big it is, or watch King Kong, and you'll see how big it is. Now imagine scrolling the height of that building. That is what the average social media user does every day. Think about how many posts they must see to scroll that much, right? So you need to stand out. You need to stand out. You need to be creative. You need to be innovative. You need to understand how to interrupt patterns. We're going to talk about that today. How do you do that? And you do all of this with a Facebook ad playbook, right? So something that we've really put a lot of time and effort and work, something I'm very, very proud of that we've done over the years, is to put together an actual cohesive step-by-step game plan, right? Because when I first started in my career, I was just winging it, right? I was just throwing darts at a dartboard. I didn't really know why things were working because I didn't have a plan. I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have a guide, right? So I would just throw a bunch of ads up there. I would just throw a bunch of audience up there, and I would just cross my fingers and hope something stuck, right? And sometimes it would. Most times it wouldn't. The problem though is when it did stick, I had no idea why it was sticking, right? That's a big, big problem, right? So a playbook is something that hey, this is every step of the process, from how I structure my campaigns to how I set up audiences to how I write copy, how I set up the ads, how I set up the retargeting, how I track, how I test. That is the playbook, right? It's all of those things in a step-by-step strategy. And I know that I can replicate this in any ad account for any business in any industry selling any type of product with any type of price point, and I can get results. That's what we should all be striving for as marketers. And if you don't have that, don't worry, right? It took me a long time to figure that out. You're way ahead of me because you're on this training and because you're going to get a playbook. So again, why do you need it? Well, as Star-Lord has said in the first Infinity Wars, I think your plan's good, but it sucks. So if you let me do the plan, you'd be really good, right? And you have our Iron Man going, wow, right? So these guys had plans, right? Now the first plan didn't work out so well against Thanos, but in the end, they had a plan. They stuck to it. It worked. They saved the universe, right? So we're not going to be saving the universe with our ads, but we can be impacting a lot of people. And this is what a lot of the biggest brands in the world are doing, right? So I get this question a lot. It's like, how can I be the next Purple Mattress? How can I be the next Dollar Shave Club? What are these businesses doing that I'm not doing? Now, I don't have enough time in the day right now to share with you all the things they're doing that you might not be doing, or other entrepreneurs aren't doing, other online store owners aren't doing, other marketers aren't doing. But what I can get at a fundamental level is these businesses, these individuals I'm going to show you in these few slides, they all have a playbook. They all have a game plan. They all do more than just throw up some Facebook ads, sending people to a sales page, right? And if you're watching this right now, my gut is telling me that's your strategy. And it's okay, right? These things are not meant to be mean or negative insults. It's just the truth. And I can say it because I did it for a very long time, right? So the average marketer selling things online right now sends cold traffic, throws up a campaign with 8 audiences. Each audience has a few ads under it. And all the ads are basically, here's my product. It does this, this, and this. Here's the link. Go buy it. And they send them to a sales page on a Shopify store or a ClickFunnels and ask for money. That is not a strategy. That's not a playbook. That's not something that you can scale or build a $1 billion or even $100 million, even a $50 million company off of, right? Maybe you can build $1 million, $5 million business that way. But anything bigger than that, it's not going to happen, right? So Purple, they figured that out. They did a $1.1 billion merger, right? They went from $15 million a year to $480 million a year in just 3 years. Then you have our president, right? Now, whatever you may think of him politically, whether you hate him or you love him, the one thing we need to all acknowledge is that he won the most competitive, prestigious, top top prize in the world. He became president of the United States, the most competitive thing to do in the world, right? It's not even it's harder than even just creating $1 billion company. Become president of the United States, and he did it because his marketing team, his campaign team understood pay traffic. They understood Facebook, and they actually had a game plan. They had a strategy. They had a step-by-step plan, and they outbid, they out-tested, they outclassed the Clinton campaign, right? And again, this isn't political. This is just facts. Facebook has internally come out and said the Trump campaign used our platform better. They had a plan, right? They actually did things the right way, the way they're supposed to be done. So just as an example, the Trump campaign ran 5.9 million variations of ads compared to 66,000 for Clinton. Think about that. 5.9 million to 66,000. The Trump campaign also spent 44 million on Facebook compared to Clinton's 28 million. So they spent, about 50%, 70% more money, but they tested exponentially more. They had a clear testing strategy. They had a game plan in place that they knew, hey, if we do things this way, we are going to accomplish our goals. Then you have other e-commerce brands like Quip. Quip is an incredible toothbrush company. It's grown really, really fast. It has 1 million paying subscribers. Think about that. Imagine your business having 1 million people paying you every month for something. That's what Quip has for their toothbrush. And I'm actually a customer of theirs. They actually got me on the marketing. And I like to showcase companies that actually are so good that they get me to pull my wallet and impulse buy, right? So they've reached 1 million subscribers. They've raised $62 million from investors. Another example of a brand that has a playbook, right? So I just wanted to show you those 3 because I wanted you to get it. It's not just me just talking about this mysterious playbook thing and why you need a plan. No, it's not about me. It's about billion-dollar companies, presidents, people that have accomplished the most incredible, seemingly impossible goals, and they've done it because of this. And in terms of accomplishing goals and accomplishing things that are seemingly impossible, getting to 2 years ago I was a nobody. I was a behind the scenes person. I was running ads for people and doing well, but nobody knew who I was. Nobody cared about me. I hadn't spoken on stage before. This man right here, Ezra Firestone, gave me my first chance. Let me speak on the first stage, and ever since we had a great relationship. He invited me to teach at War Room, so I've gotten to now train so many marketers because of him, and I'm able to sit here today and train you because of this guy, because of the opportunity he gave me. So what's cool about Ezra too, and the reason I also showed Ezra at the end of that few slides, he's incredibly successful. He has a brand, Boom by Cindy Joseph, and he is one of the guys, one of the marketers that first opened my eyes to the need to have a playbook, to have an actual strategy that goes beyond just sending cold traffic to a sales page. The fact that just won't work anymore. He's been doing it for years with Boom by Cindy Joseph. He has a massively successful e-commerce brand that'll probably eventually be doing 9 figures, it's doing 8 figures now. And he has an elaborate funnel. He actually nurtures prospects. He engages prospects. He entertains them. He builds a relationship with them. He moves them to the funnel. He presents them with the offer. He builds a great relationship after the fact by providing an incredibly high quality product with great packaging, increases lifetime value. He does all the things right. All the things we're going to talk about today. That's why the time is now, right? It's not 5 years from now. It's not 2 years from now. There are companies, entrepreneurs, marketers, politicians doing this today, seeing massive results today, right? So I want everyone here, and I don't know why I keep saying I'm so used to doing talks and webinars, but everyone here, I mean you. You're the only person watching this right now. I want you to act. I want you to start taking what we're just going to talk about in just a second, the secrets, and put it into play. Put the playbook into your business. Now, probably should have started with this, right? You think, hey, you just went 30 minutes and I don't even know who this is. But just to give you a little recap of who I am and why this means so much to me and why I think you should, listen to me for a little bit. I'm Maxwell fan, and I've been so blessed to run Facebook ads, run paid traffic from the biggest companies in the world, companies like 3M, massive Fortune 500 companies, also some of the biggest companies in our industry, companies like Rival Media, that's owned by the digital marketer guys, Perry, Ryan, and Roland. They own some of the biggest websites out there, survivallife.com. They actually just sold to Agora. We ran all of their ads pre-acquisition and got to that point where they were then, a really great acquisition target. I've also run ads for amazing influencers and entrepreneurs, people like Kevin Harrington, the original shark from Shark Tank. We run ads for Kevin for years. We had a business with Kevin, Pat Flynn. And then on top of that, uh, I don't just run ads for people. I also love teaching. I love training. I love coaching. I love working with hardworking entrepreneurs, hardworking business owners and marketers. Working with companies like 3M, multi-billion-dollar companies, public companies. It's fun. It's exciting. It makes a lot of money, but you don't get the impact. You don't get the relationship. It drives me so much more working with a new marketer who's never spent $1 on Facebook before and getting them to the point where they're actually spending tens of thousands of dollars, $100,000 a month profitably. Working with a husband and wife that just launched their first Shopify store and they're doing a few $100s a month and getting that store to 6 figures a month. That is what really drives me. And that's my purpose in life, is to help those individuals. And I'd imagine that if you're here watching that, that describes you as well. And I get to speak at great events. I get to speak at Affiliate Marketing World and all the masterminds, and I get to write for Adweek and Ad Age and all that cool stuff, right? But I'm just like you, right? I know sometimes I watch these trainings, I watch these webinars, I go to talks, I consume as much as I put out. And sometimes, especially when I was getting started, when I had nothing, I would watch these guys or women talk, and they were showing their Lamborghinis and their mansions, and there was no path. There was no connection to them. It felt unattainable. It was, these people are so far ahead of me. They're so smart. They're so much better. They're just better than me. And I'll never be as good as them. That's what I genuinely thought. And it was a shitty way to think, right? It was a terrible way to think, a terrible mindset. And I didn't get anywhere because of that, right? So what I wanted to share today is my story, because I'm not different than you, right? Sure, I may have the things now. I might have the financial freedom and the success, but I haven't been that way forever, right? I didn't start my career and all of a sudden was making millions of dollars a month. I failed a lot. I struggled a lot. I was close to bankrupt multiple times, right? I've never worked a 9 to 5 job. I've never caved. I've been a lifelong entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is something you cannot describe it to other people that are entrepreneurs. They don't understand it. They don't understand the mindset, the lifestyle. They don't understand that it is such stress, such high risk, but you're doing it not just for the financial reward. You're doing it for the the impact that you can bring to people. You're bringing it because you never want to work for somebody. You want to control your own destiny. And I started my very first company. I was still in college. I'd worked the crappy 9 to 5s, in the high school and college, daily jobs and stuff, working 14-hour days. But my very first job was the Daily 100. It was a venture-backed startup that me and my business partner, Nick Haas, started together. And we grew it to a pretty sizable company. We had over 500,000 users on our platform at our peak. We had raised tons of money. This was our bank account, our first funding round. We raised $500,000 from a guy named Francis Wisniewski in Chicago, Hard 8 Trading, gave us $500,000 before we had any revenue, anything. This is our bank account the day in September 2013. We had less than $2,000 in our company business account. Think about that. We had employees. We had all this stuff. We had $1,400, right, in a company business account. And then we got $500,000 in there. Changed my life. I was young. I was like 21 at the time, and I made a lot of stupid decisions. Right. I went out and I bought the fancy car. I did all kinds of stuff stupid, and we failed. The business failed. We couldn't get customers. We did the Silicon Valley thing where you focus on user growth and technology. We hired, and grow fast, right? Never made a dollar, raised money until people wouldn't give us money anymore. And we had employees. We had a lot of employees. We had people that were married. We had people with kids. And I liquidated my savings. My wife's coming home now, so we're gonna have a little dog barking thing happen in the background. I probably should give you that warning, right? So my wife went out and got groceries, and now she's coming home. So, I liquidated everything. I paid the penalty on my 401k because you're not supposed to withdraw that, right? That's bad when you do that. So I did that, but I did it to keep everyone else paid. And me and my partner could do that for a few weeks, maybe a month and a half, and then eventually all that dried up and ended up in the hospital. And that's me on the left there. Everything went to crap, right? And it's easy at that point to want to give up. It's easy at that point to throw in the towel. It's easy at that point to say, I'm just going to go get a 9 to 5 job. But didn't do that. And if you're watching this, as an entrepreneur, you understand what that feeling, you understand that mentality, that mindset of like not giving up and just continuing to push forward and moving forward and putting one step in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. So I heard about this e-commerce thing, right? And I'd heard from 2 friends that were selling things online. And I started hearing about Facebook ads and the early Facebook ads, and like, you know what? We'll start something. I heard about this print on demand. And this print on demand at the time was like, hey, I can put up a design and somebody else will print it for me, ship it for me, handle everything. All I got to do is throw a website up there. It was the coolest thing ever. So I started Startup Drugs, my very first e-commerce store, and it took off out of the gate. Didn't have to put any money into initially. It was just I threw up a Shopify store, started tweeting, started doing organic social. We got picked up on Product Hunt, and all of a sudden we had thousands of dollars in sales coming in the first few weeks. We had Marcus Lemonis and all kinds of big people retweeting our shirts. It was amazing, right? And Facebook happened to be the platform that I just tested first. It was just total luck and coincidence that that Facebook was the platform that we decided to use early on, right? And this is one of our very first ads that I ever ran. And I remember running this and saying, like, you can see here, we spent $2,100 and sold $16,000 worth of t-shirts, right? And the margins were terrible because it's print on demand, but we still made money on this. And coming from a venture-backed startup that made no money for years to this was amazing. As somebody who had no money, was broke, and all of a sudden I saw the power of Facebook. I saw the power of being able to put these ads up there to a great offer, to a shirt somebody needed or a product somebody needed, and make money. But you know, the the thing was, it didn't last long, right? We needed to keep innovating, come up with a plan and a playbook, and eventually we did. Eventually we went on and started a company with Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. This is my partner Jeremy, Kevin, myself, and Kevin's son Brian, our friend, up at 3M. So from startup drugs, we then went and started a digital marketing agency with Kevin Harrington, and with that agency, we started running ads for some big brands. We started running some big offers. We actually ran the Trump coin offer, which got us a 2 Comma Club award back when nobody else really had them. Back in 2016, we sold about $4.5 million worth of Trump coins in about a 3-month window. And so you can see this is one of the Stripe accounts there. And that propelled my career. That changed everything. And since then, I've gone on to, we started our company, Unicorn Innovations, 2 years ago, put on my first Facebook ad course, which has done over $1 million in profits. It's helped over 4,000 marketers. I've gone to speak on the biggest stages. I've gone to travel the world. And most importantly, you know, mastering paid traffic and having these secrets, having this playbook, having the strategy that I'm going to share with you has given me freedom, right? Freedom is the goal. And anybody that's doing this because they want a fancy car, they want the things, this isn't for you, right? Because that shouldn't be your goal. Your goal, everyone's goal should be the freedom, right? Money is not the goal. Money is a means to an end. Money gives you the ability to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, right? That's the big thing. And so getting to travel the world, my wife Larissa, and getting to do all these things and go to Thailand and Spain and just amazing places and have amazing experiences and build our life because of Facebook ads and because of paid traffic is the single greatest gift. So that's what I want everyone here. That's what I want you to have when you're done. This is the stepping stones, the building blocks to do that. So let's dive into those 3 secrets. Remember at the beginning, I told you, hey, these are the 3 secrets to cracking Facebook ads in 2019. So we're going to start with secret number 1, which is, how do you get leads and first-time buyers for a fraction of what your competition's paying while working half as hard by not selling with your ads? Now, there's a lot of things in there that most people would read and say that doesn't make any sense, right? So you're telling me that I can pay less, get more leads, and work less, right? All while not selling. Yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you. That's exactly what we're going to talk about. So the key here with secret number 1 is the days of driving cold traffic to a sales page are done, right? We very, very rarely will ever do this anymore. Almost all of our cold traffic now goes to something called interactive content, right? So interactive content is polls, quizzes, calculators, contests. It's basically things that are the, you know, not static, right? So I call kind of static content, blogs, videos, listicles. That's more static, right? Dynamic interactive content requires 2 ways of participation. So we put out a poll or quiz, the users contribute, answer things, provide information, data, and it begins to build a more dynamic relationship. So we switched to using interactive content about a year ago. We started heavily using this strategy in one of our businesses, and we noticed almost out of the gate, it cut our cost per lead by 75%. Every single metric that we tracked improved dramatically, not just a little bit, it improved dramatically. So you look at this ad account right here. This is just one of our kind of, we have multiple ad accounts, some that do straight sales, some that do contests, polls, stuff like this. This is our interactive content for Unicorn Politics ad account. So you can see here, the account click-through rate on the link is 8.87%, right? Not the clicks on the ad. This is on the link. So almost 10% of all people that have seen these ads have actually clicked through on the link. You can see we're getting tens of thousands of leads across different polls for our election polls and our boom or bust economy polls. We're driving massive amounts of lead gen to different offers, and we're actually making money doing it, which is really cool. We're not just doing lead gen for the sake of lead gen. We're actually doing lead gen and breaking even or generating profits right away, day 1. So what makes interactive content powerful? What makes this secret, this strategy powerful? Well, the first one is it helps you build an audience of people who have the problem your product solves, right? So one of the biggest challenges that most marketers and entrepreneurs I speak to have when it comes to Facebook advertising or just any type of marketing in general is I don't know who to target. I don't know how many audiences to build, how many ad sets to build. I don't know what to bid. It's all, everyone gets so hung up on those things. And I always ask them, well, if you were speaking in a room, let's say you went to a stage a presentation and there was 100 people in the room and you got up on stage and you were selling a, let's say you were selling a Facebook ad course, right? So you're selling a course to help people with Facebook ads. Would you just start talking about it and pitching it if you didn't know who in the room was relevant? Let's say you didn't know what the room was. No, the first thing you would probably do is ask who in here is looking to improve their Facebook ad performance. Who in here is looking to make more money with Facebook ads? Who in here is looking to grow their business with paid traffic? And you would see people in the room raise their hand, and that's who you would speak to. So interactive content allows you to do that online because you create polls and quizzes and ads that only speak to people that actually have the problem that your product solves or are actually your target market. I'm going to show you some examples of what that means in a second. So you can actually go very, very broad on your audiences. You can actually spend a lot less time figuring out who to target and how big the audience needs to be and all those things, and focus instead on your product. Focus instead on your brand. Focus instead on creating engaging experiences and less on the boring, time-consuming, nitty-gritty stuff. Second thing, it builds an actual relationship with prospects, right? When you run a ad in somebody's feed that is just pitching your product, it is selling. It's salesy. When people get sold to, they get defensive. They put their guard up. People don't want to be sold to, right? That's why when you go to a car dealership or you go look at a house or you go really to any store and the salesperson comes up to you and starts asking, what are you looking for? What do you need? You automatically just start to raise your guard. You kind of cross your arms. You become a little more confrontational. You kind of make excuses to why you can't buy. That's exactly what's happening on Facebook when somebody sees your ad for your product, when they're trying to just sell it, right? So by actually using a poll or a quiz or a calculator or a contest, something that's fun, something that's engaging, something that they actually want to interact with, you're building a genuine relationship. You're actually providing value. You're providing an experience that's branded that gets people into your ecosystem in a more authentic, natural, and fun way. You're also doing what Facebook wants you to do, right? So Facebook recently updated the relevance score, and one of the new scores is an engagement score. So Facebook really wants advertisers to create advertising experiences that are positive, right? Because Facebook wants users to stay on the platform, right? And so when Facebook has advertisers that really annoy people, people leave the platform. So Facebook doesn't want that. So Facebook is going to penalize those people, and it's going to reward the people that create platform retention, that help increase platform retention, right? And then we have the fourth point here, which is you're learning a lot more about these individuals than you would if you just drove into a sales page or just use a traditional lead magnet, right? So when you send somebody that you just guessed that you think they're a good audience, good fit to a sales page, you learn nothing about them. You really, really don't learn much about them. When you send somebody that you still don't know anything about to a poll or a quiz, you are getting them to tell you a lot about themselves. You are getting them to tell you their pain points, tell you all the things that you then need to overcome to get them to buy, right? It's a dream for marketers. If you can get somebody to tell you exactly what their frustrations are, exactly what their problems are, exactly what their pain points are, you can craft retargeting ads, email marketing, messenger marketing that speaks directly to those pain points, right? That's how you get dramatically high conversion rates. That's how you actually generate profits with your advertising and grow your business, by solving real problems that each individual has. So here's an actual quiz that we're running right now. This is actually not a poll. This is a quiz, but they all kind of fit in the same umbrella, which is for our Unicorn Politics brand. We have a bunch of Trump collectibles, right? Because we obviously in 2016 we sold a ton of Trump coins, so we want to sell the same products to Trump fans. Now, we could just send cold traffic to a landing page with that product, right? We could, and you can break even, make some money doing that. But we'd rather speak to the most hardcore and loyal fans, right? That's who we really want to talk to. We want to understand who his top supporters are, and then sell them the product, offer them the product. So this is, are you one of President Trump's top supporters? It's an 18-question quiz, and people go through here And at the end, they tell you, hey, this is what this is what your score was. This is where you rank compared to other people. This is the actual ad that, one of the ads, we run a lot of dynamic creative to test. One of the ads running, right? So think about this. Imagine 2 ads in your feed. One is just an ad with a picture of the coin, grab your Trump coin, 1995 today, dollar coin with Trump's face on it, link, something like that, right? Boring ad copy, just pitching a product with an image of a product saying shop now. The other is this, which is, which previous US president first used the slogan, make America great again? Gives you a bunch of options. Test the rest of your President Trump knowledge today at this link. How well do you know our president? Learn more. It's got pictures of, Trump supporters and all kinds of stuff. This ad gets dramatically higher click-through rates, incredibly low cost per clicks, much lower CPMs. Every metric's higher across the board. Engagement, quality, conversion rankings are all much higher. And because we're doing what Facebook wants us to do. And Trump's top supporters love this stuff, right? They eat this stuff up because they want to be his top supporter. They want to be you're playing to ego, right? So again, this goes to the lander, which I just showed you. And then at the end of that, they get an offer, right? So this is the CTA basically at the end of that quiz. It says, congratulations, you've been selected as a winner for a free President Trump 2020 election coin valued at $39.95. And so you claim your prize, you get a free coin. Now this drives to a landing page where you can get your free coin. And what's amazing about this, we actually just launched this today. So this is literally brand new today. Obviously I showed you some screenshots earlier where we're driving tens of thousands, 35,000, 20,000 different campaign leads, different polls, doing this very well. But this one right out of the gate today, it is a 4.21x ROAS. So we're not sending traffic to that coin. We're sending traffic to a quiz where we ask them 18 questions. And then after that, they get the offer. And then from the offer, they go to the coin page and then buy the coin there, right? Think about that. All the steps there. We're getting a 4.21x ROAS there. We are getting, almost a 7% click-through rate on the link. We've gotten 60 leads. So 60 people already completed the quiz. We're getting a cost per quiz completion at 73 cents, right? And so we also have tons of other monetization strategies, right? Day one profitability is not important for this business, the way we structured it. We have sponsored polls. We have, email newsletter sponsorships. We have all kinds of other products. We have about 8 to 10 different ways to monetize this email subscriber, right? So we're getting, 60 people for less than $1 each. We're actually getting paid to build a list. And this is the way we structure this business is, hey, we're actually either at a minimum, we're basically paying nothing to grow a massive email list and a massive audience, or we're making money doing it. We're getting paid to build a massive email list, right? Now imagine that for your business. Imagine being able to send cold traffic, spend less time setting up targeting, less time on all the nitty gritty nuances, manual bids, all that stuff. Focus on your product, your business, things you like doing. Imagine that. Imagine being able to send those people to a fun poll, quiz, something that's entertaining, engaging, people want to interact with. Imagine being able to get leads for less than $1. And then imagine actually making money doing that. That is what this strategy does for you, right? We've done this for about a dozen different polls and quizzes so far, just the last few months. Every single one across multiple businesses has proved successful. We have hundreds of students now using this strategy, seeing incredible results across nearly every industry you could think of. This is the strategy for 2019, 2020, and beyond for Facebook ads, for paid traffic. This is the way you should be driving cold traffic. This is where you should be driving them. This is how you should be building an audience. Now with this too, you should be mimicking viral organic content, right? So the key here again is not to be selling, right? It's not to be using kind of salesy ad copy. It's to make your ad look and feel as much like the content Facebook users, Instagram users like interacting with, right? So the top brands they follow. What brands do your customers, does your ideal avatar follow? What media companies? What businesses? What friends? What family? What do they interact with? And then how can I create images and copy that best fits that structure, that best fits that framework, right? It's really, really important that your ad feels more natural, feels more organic, and feels less like an ad. It's also important to incorporate current events, to incorporate things that are happening in pop culture, right? The more timely, the more people are seeing things like when Game of Thrones is happening or Stranger Things. If you can work that in, your target customers already seeing a lot of stuff being talked about there. They're interacting with it, they're looking for stuff that's mentioning either sporting events or pop culture, movie, TVs, things like that. So if you can incorporate that into your ad copy, you can grab a lot more attention, interrupt patterns, and get a lot more people to click through and experience your quiz, your poll, your calculator, whatever it is. Then you have all this personalized retargeting, right? So you have this amazing follow-up where now you know, okay, this person's, they got 18 questions right on the Trump quiz. They're a top supporter. They're crazy loyal. We're going to retarget them to a certain offer. Then we have somebody that's, they got a lot of questions wrong. We're going to give them a different offer. You can do this for everything, right? If you have polls, people that tell you that they like this certain feature or benefit from a product, or they like this certain feature or benefit, or they have this problem, the retargeting is going to be personalized, right? Even if it's the same offer, I might have a different variation of a landing page that speaks more to that person's pain points. So how would you like to get the exact, like literally show you step by step how to build this, how to set it up, how to write the ads, how to write the questions, what tool to use, all the steps, how to track it, right? Every single piece. Would you like to see exactly how I do that? Well, if you do, you got to stay to the end. We're going to have a special offer that's going to give you access to that, right? Now, one of my top students, Keely, she was struggling for a long time with her business to get people to actually click, to get people to actually engage, to actually get a positive ROI, because what she was doing was selling. Everything was cold traffic to a sales page, cold traffic to a sales page. We, she came through my course. We did a live call, one of my monthly trainings. And I told her, well, hey, why don't you start creating more engaging content and driving cold traffic to content first instead of just a sales page? So she did that, right? And so she did exactly what I said. And she got more sales and traffic in a week than she did year to date. Think about that. Imagine if you could make more money in a week than you've made the entire year. That would be pretty amazing, right? Okay. So now we have secret number 2, which is how to create a switch that you can flip and have your ad accounts basically run themselves so you can have more free time. There's a lot of stuff I talk about. It's not just how you make more money and how you get more consistent results, but it's also how do you get more time? That's a huge component, is how do you work less? How do you have to spend less time doing boring, nitty-gritty stuff that can be fully automated? And that's what this secret's all about, is automation using Facebook rules. Now, I'm a big believer in this active ad management approach. The go-to play for Facebook ads for a long time has been passive ad management, which is, okay, I set up my campaign. I set up, a conversion campaign, a PP campaign, a retargeting campaign. I set up 8 ad sets and 4 ads under each. I set it up however the gurus say it, however the experts say it. And then I let it run for a few days, and I'll come back after a few days, and I'll turn some things off, and I'll launch some new things. That's the passive approach. Meanwhile, each day you're losing money, you're spending money on ad sets you shouldn't be spending them on, and you're just bleeding cash for no reason. So we're going to talk about how to take an active approach, but do it using automation instead of you personally doing it, so you can mitigate risk and maximize upside. So in order to best illustrate this secret, this strategy, I want to walk through an example. Okay. So the example we have in front of us is a CBO campaign. CBO stands for Campaign Budget Optimization, which means that your total campaign is set at the campaign level, not at the individual ad set level. So let's say you have $1,000 a day campaign and you need to be below $20 on a cost per purchase to be profitable. So that's your break-even number. So you have 8 ad sets. And let's say we freeze time at noon. So this is what the campaign looks like at noon on the first day. Your blended cost per purchase is $22.61. So you're losing money for the day. You've spent $520. So you have $480 left to spend for the rest of the day. Now, if you let this play out, the chance of you ending the day profitably are very, very low. Very, very low likelihood that's going to happen, okay? So the reason that it's low is because Facebook is not perfect, especially when you're not giving Facebook a lot of data. If it's early on, Facebook can be quite volatile. And I'm sure you've experienced this if you're like me, where you have one ad set that just is doing terribly, but Facebook keeps spending money on it. It makes no sense why Facebook does that. Now, you can let that keep running, or you can take control of it. So in this example, ad set 1 is doing terribly today, but it's got $150 of the spend. So it's likely the rest of the day it's going to get a lot more spend, even though it's losing money and it's doing terribly. Then we have things like ad set 2 and ad set 4 and 5 that are doing very well, but aren't getting as much of the spend. So what do we do? Well, the first rule we set up is the noon cutoff rule. So basically what this rule is going to do is check your entire ad account or each campaign at noon, and it's going to turn off everything losing money. So you stop burning cash. Sound pretty good, right? It makes sense. Hey, if things losing money, you turn them off. You stop losing money. It's common sense. So you go to Facebook, automated rules, you create a new rule, you apply a rule to either all active ad sets or just all ad sets under a campaign, depending on how many campaigns you have set up and how many types of campaigns you have set up. The action is to turn off the ad sets. The condition is if the cost per result is greater than 20, because remember that's our break even. Our time range is 2-day. And then what we want to do is under schedule, we want to put custom. So we click edit custom schedule, a little graphic will pop up, and we want to select noon. We want to click the time windows and make sure it's 12 p.m. to 12 p.m. That way it only checks this at noon every day. So now again, when this rule is running, those ad sets that were losing money at noon will be paused and the spend will be reallocated to things that are making money. Second rule we want to put in place is a stop loss rule, because we also want to make sure we don't just wait till noon. Because again, if you're like me, you've woken up sometimes 8 in the morning, it's 9 in the morning, and Facebook's already spent 30% of your budget, 40% of your budget. It happened to you? It happened to me a lot, right? And so what might happen is one of your ad sets might take a lot of spend and be burning money and losing money. But it's not noon yet, so it hasn't been paused. So we put a stop loss rule in place to ensure that while you sleep, you don't lose money. So similar conditions, similar everything. So apply rule to all active ad sets, action, turn off ad sets. The condition's going to be cost per result over 20. We're just going to add an additional condition for spent. So the spent here is going to be $80. Usually it's going to be 3 to 5 times this number, your target or break-even CPA. So I just used the average of that, so 4. So 4 times 20 is 80. So if it's spent $80 and it's over $20 cost per purchase, it'll be paused for the day. So the time range again is going to be today. This one, the difference is not custom, it's continuously. We're going to run this all day. So it checks at 1, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning, checks all day long. So you don't have an ad set that goes out of control. So what ends up happening when you have those rules in place? So with rules at noon, ad set 1, ad set 3, ad set 6, and ad set 7 are all paused. So now you have $480 left to spend across 4 ad sets that are profitable for the day. So now the probability of ending the day profitably is much higher, and it's much more likely. And even if you don't end profitably, you're going to lose a lot less money. So this strategy is not just about, making money and saving you time and stress. It's also about just mitigating the bleed. It's about ensuring when you have a bad day, it's not a terrible day. It's a lot less worse than it could be. And then you want to have things in place where, you're also combining that kind of more passive approach with active. So we're still permanently turning things off. We're not just doing things on a daily basis. So after 3 days, once something's spent, usually 8 to 10, depending on the price point, times the target CPA, we're going to turn things off permanently. And we're also going to add the keyword dead or rest in peace or whatever the keyword's going to be to the end of the ad set name. That way it doesn't get restarted when we add things like a daily restart rule. There's a lot of other rules that we have in place, like a ton of them that I want to share with you. If you stay to the end, I'm going to show you how you can get access to all of our rules, how you can get access to that full switch that'll basically run your ad account for you, a lot of the basic stuff, the nitty-gritty stuff, and ensure that you continue to mitigate your risks and maximize your upside. This is, it kind of reminds me of one of my students, Chad Brownfield, in terms of thinking outside the box. So this is what this approach really was for me is, hey, everyone's kind of doing things one way. Let me get, nobody's really touching things on a daily basis. Let me try it and see what the results were, and happened to be, really effective for us. Similar to what we told, Chad, he was a student of mine, he's been a student of mine for a long time. And we helped him really think outside the box with a lot of his campaigns, a lot of his strategies, and it's helped him become a massive success selling vacuum cleaners, right? So he sells a very boring product, um, and it's very hard to sell that effectively. But he's been able to crack that, right? If you kind of read through this, he said, within days, I paid for this course with one simple abandoned cart campaign that never crossed my mind. It took minutes to crack, and now he's scaling it out. So, the last 5 years of growing my company into an authority in my industry through paid ads, I've not come across a single more exciting and valuable asset than Max's course. So obviously, I'm only a tiny part of that. He deserves a lot of the credit there, but he was able to accomplish those results by thinking outside the box, by trying different things, by having a strategy and a playbook in place. Okay, secret number 3, which is how to increase one magical number that will then allow you to outspend and outbid all of your competition. Remember, the Purple and the Quips and all those companies I showed you earlier, they all know this number and they've mastered it, and it's allowed them to grow a lot faster because, think about it, if I can spend more than you for a customer, that means I can outbid you in the auction, which means I can get all the best customers. It means I can spend more money, which means I can grow faster, accumulate more resources, build a brand faster. And it just creates this flywheel that just grows and grows and grows and grows. So before I share with you that one number, though, I want to give you 2 tips on retargeting. Not just retargeting, but kind of maximizing your conversion rates, maximizing the likelihood of success for your campaigns. We talked about earlier how to get people into your funnel, how to get cold traffic into your ecosystem using polls, quizzes, interactive content, get them to your product. Now, what do you do once they've gotten to the product? Well, the first thing is get personalized. Too many people run very, very generic ads, especially retargeting ads. All they do is kind of just reference the general features of product. Hey, product X does this, this, and this well. Very boring, very bland. It tries to speak to everybody, but in doing that, it doesn't grab any one group's attention. So what we try to do is find out what are some of the top kind of subgroups in our client or internal brands kind of avatar, right? So we break down that avatar. What are different groups within them that we can speak to? So an example is, this is one of our clients, Outback Pain Relief. Spent out $5.5 million in this account for this product. It's a all natural topical pain relief. And, we could have went the route of Icy Hot, BioFreeze, where it's basically, hey, if you have pain, this helps you. If you're an athlete, this helps you. Very, very broad, right? Doesn't really speak to any individual group. But what we realized is, hey, the majority of the customers are senior citizens. They have arthritis, sciatica, specific conditions that lead to lots of pain. And so why don't we break up into groups? So we have our arthritis group, our sciatica group, our plantar fasciitis group, our neuropathy group, different groups of people that are still tens of millions in size, so still plenty big, but we can kind of name drop the copy. We can personalize the montage video, personalize the testimonial. Everything can be a little more personal. And so when somebody sees this and they have neuropathy in their feed, they're much more likely to stop, pay attention to it, and engage with it because it's speaking directly to them, right? If this ad just said a breakthrough in treating pain, it wouldn't stand out as much. But if I have neuropathy and scrolling my feed and I see this and I see it, there's a testimonial from somebody that has neuropathy, there's a headline that has neuropathy in it, the video mentions it, and it shows people, multiple people with neuropathy applying it. It's a kind of quick UGC montage video. This gets much, much higher click-through rates. But it doesn't just stop there, right? You can't just stop with having a good ad. You need to make sure that the journey is consistent. The journey is personalized. This is one of the biggest mistakes people make right now online, is they think that the only thing they need to master is the ad. All they have to do is figure out the right bid and the right campaign structure and the right number of ads under an ad set, and they'll make money. That's not the way it works, right? That's one part of the entire puzzle. So you need to make sure when they click that ad that the page they land on feels consistent. It feels familiar. It continues building on the story that I've been telling. It continues building on the journey. It continues building on the objection blocking and the selling and the nurturing and all of those things that I need to do as a marketer. So with, again, with Outback, we made sure we had multiple variations of the landing page. 90% of it was identical, but the other 10%, we would switch out words and images for each condition. So the person with neuropathy who clicked the neuropathy ad went to a neuropathy landing page, went to a neuropathy checkout, dramatically increases conversion rates. Super simple, doesn't require a ton more work, but the results are massive. Okay, so now we're going to get into that magical number. And that magical number is customer lifetime value. That is the $1 billion number, right? If you can figure out CLTV and you can maximize it, you are going to achieve tremendous things, right? This is what's amazing about customer lifetime value. You can be terrible at everything else, but if you have a really great product and a really great experience post-purchase where people buy from you again and again, you can still grow like crazy, right? You can be a terrible marketer, but if you have great product and great everything else, you can build a really large brand, right? So you look at Netflix and Amazon, you look at the lifetime value of their customers. Netflix lifetime value is $515. Think about that. It's like $10, $12 a month for the product. And the lifetime value of the average customer is over $500. That's incredible. What's even more incredible is Starbucks. So Starbucks, their lifetime value is over $14,000. Think about that. Starbucks sells a product for $3 to $5. Yet the lifetime value of that customer who buys that $3 to $5 latte is $14,000 to Starbucks, right? Over multiple decades, right? This isn't like over a month, obviously, but this is over decades of being a customer. So what this allows Starbucks to do, and any brand that understands this number, is they now are not confined by that $5, $3 AOV number. So most smaller business owners, right? Most of the people in the drop shipping, affiliate marketing, e-com worlds out there are so focused on day one profitability. They're so focused on AOV on the front end and being under that they don't grow. They can never grow because it's not possible in a lot of circumstances to do that with how expensive costs are now on Facebook, right? Now it's still doable, but it's a lot harder. However, with Starbucks, because they know, hey, customers worth $14,000 to us, they would be willing to pay $50, $100, $200 to acquire a customer, even though that customer might be buying a $5 coffee on their first visit because of this number, right? This is the magical number that you need to figure out. Now, how do you increase this number? How do you maximize this number? There's a bunch of things you can do, a lot of which I'll share later, but there's a few I'm going to share right now. So the first, and this is not on the slide, we'll go back one slide. The first is providing a memorable experience when it comes to getting the product, right? Your product needs to be great. Your service needs to be great. If you have a terrible product, if you're selling a crap product, we shouldn't even be talking right now because it doesn't matter what I teach you. It doesn't matter what you learn. It doesn't matter what you do here. If your product sucks, if your service sucks, if your product takes 5 weeks to get to a customer and breaks, you will never build something that's profitable, that's doing millions of dollars a year. It just won't happen, right? So that product needs to be great. It needs to deliver on what you're saying it's going to do. The experience when you get that product should be magical, right? When you get products from certain custom companies, you get excited about it. Think about when you buy that iPhone. When you get home and you unwrap it and unbox it, it is an experience. You actually get excited to open the box, right? So your packaging should be custom. Your boxing, everything should feel great. It should make the person excited. It should make them anticipating opening it and getting that product, right? You don't want them getting a shitty little yellow envelope because right out of the gate they're going to be negative. They're going to feel bad about this. And the likelihood, even if the product is okay, they're more likely to complain. They're more likely to do a chargeback. They're more likely to write a negative review if their mindset starts off that way. You can also do a lot of things before they even get the product. So one of those things is the thank you video ad. Love this ad. I've been running this for years. Started with Startup Drugs back in the day. Basically, it's a video view ad that I run for 5 to 7 days post-purchase. So I create a buyer audience on Facebook, a buyer custom audience of the last 5 or 7 days, depending on how many people are in it. I create a video view campaign. I shoot a little 30-second video on my iPhone, nothing fancy, nothing high produced. And all I'm doing is thanking them. Hey guys, Max Finn here, founder of Startup Drugs. I want to personally thank you for not just buying a t-shirt, but actually becoming part of our community. I started this business because I love entrepreneurs. I believe in entrepreneurs. I believe entrepreneurs are the backbone of this country, of our planet. And I wanted to give back to them. So I wanted to thank you for supporting us, for investing us. If there's anything I can do to make your experience better, let me know. Something like that, right? What's crazy about these ads, not only do they generate amazingly positive feedback and reactions and increase brand loyalty and word of mouth and all those things, they actually have a positive ROI. A lot of these ads, even though there's no call to action, even though there's no direct offer being made, a lot of people went back and bought, or told their friends who saw the video when they shared it and went and bought, which is amazing. It was a bonus, right? And again, the post-purchase retargeting, these thank you ads, these unboxing ads, these UGC review solicitation ads, these upsell cross-sell ads, these are the ones where you get the massive ROAS, right? So you might see these screenshots on Facebook from people. They're not telling you context, right? When you see these big double-digit numbers, this is where they're happening, right? If you want a 43x ROAS, if you want a 47x ROAS, if you want a 12.7x ROAS, if you want all of these, this is where it happens, post-purchase. Now, if you want all of my retargeting ads, literally every single one, if you want to know exactly both pre and post-purchase, how we recover abandoned carts, the exact copy, the exact images, the exact videos, our thank you ad formula, if you want every single ad we run in the retargeting, you're going to need to pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. Now, this is something, Rob, not just specifically. So you got to, when I say pay attention to what I'm going to tell you, give me like a minute and then pay attention. Rob Hamilton, one of my students, he figured out this for his client. He started to figure out LTV and churn and focus on increasing those numbers, increasing his AOV, increasing his lifetime value. And it's allowed him to absolutely achieve explosive growth for his clients, for his partners. And his agency has grown. His clients are ecstatic. He's just doing amazing things. And I'm super proud of him. Because he figured out those numbers. When you figure out those numbers and you can work to increase them, you can do just about anything with your business. Now, listen, I realize that that I've thrown a lot of stuff at you right now. I realize that you're probably a little overwhelmed. I just threw 3 very big secrets, 3 of which that I probably could have spent all day teaching and sharing and coaching and all that stuff to perfect it for you. But it's okay. Listen, it's okay to be overwhelmed. You have access to this. You can go back and rewatch as much as you want. There's no time constraints on it. And you've probably been taking notes. You're going to digest things, think about things later. But, if you really want to kind of master this stuff, if you want this level of training on a regular basis, if you want these types of strategies, but you want dozens of them, right? And you want them on demand, I have some exciting stuff to talk to you about. But before I talked about that, I want to tell you a quick little story of 2 different people, right? So the tale of 2 people. There's really, in my view, there's 2 potential paths and outcomes for people watching this video right now. People that come into my ecosystem that I speak to at events, or I speak to at masterminds or on trainings or whatever it might be. There's really 2 angles, 2 places they could go. Now, the first group, they refuse to ask for help, and they insist on doing everything themselves. They invest tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars and years of their life trying to make Facebook ads, Instagram ads, paid traffic work for their business. And unfortunately, they eventually run out of money, or they get very frustrated because of the inconsistency and the volatility and the constant ups and downs, and they give up. Right now, maybe this isn't everybody. Maybe some of these people eventually figure it out. Maybe they figure it out after the $100,000 they spent. But it cost them $100,000. It cost them months or years of their life. And you can't get time back, right? It might have taken them more than a year. It might take them years to figure it out. And the reason I can speak in more detail about this group is because this is me in my early 20s. This is exactly, I was part of group number 1, right? I'm ashamed to say it. I'm embarrassed to say it, but this is who I was. I was too proud. I was too stubborn. I was too cheap. And I was, I was willing to spend money on stupid things and expenses, right? Cars and things like that didn't have any ROI. I was willing to do that. I was willing to spend, money on clothes and all kinds of stuff that had no ROI, didn't improve me at all. But when it came to getting a coach, when it came to getting mentorship, when it came to investing in courses or trainings or masterminds, I wouldn't spend a dime on it. And I kept trying to do it myself. I just tried and tried and tried and failed and failed and failed. And it took years of my life and more money than I'd like to even share on this training to figure it out, until I figured out to be part of the second group. And this is the other path, right, that people take. Now, this group, they understand the power of investing in a program run by industry veterans who not only do what they teach, but also have created a step-by-step system for creating profitable Facebook ads, which has helped over 4,000 business owners just like you achieve the type of success they used to only dream about. That's the second group, right? So the big question is, what group are you in watching this right now? Are you part of the first group or are you part of the second group? Now, listen, there's no shame in being in the first group. I was in the first group, but I do want to just be totally blunt and transparent about what that path looks like. Now, it might seem like it's the most financially savvy decision to not invest in something and save that money and do it yourself. But if you actually look at the numbers, if you actually talk to anybody that's done both, that's been down both groups, every single one of those people will tell you, I wish I didn't care if it was $10,000 that day. I wish I had invested that to get back a year, 2 years, 5 years of my life and all the money I invested to figure things out. Or a lot of people that just gave up and failed, right? So what I want to offer you today is the ability to be in group number 2, the ability to invest in a program, in a system, in a guide, in mentorship and coaching from myself and our team called Paid Traffic Training, a program that is designed to walk you through all of the challenges from what do I do before I even launch an ad, to how do I structure things, how do I test, how do I optimize, how do I scale, how do I build a genuine brand, how do I actually, if I'm an agency or consultant, actually sell those skills, how do I actually make that money. It doesn't matter whether I'm e-commerce or doing lead gen, or I'm a brick and mortar, or I'm an agency, or I sell high ticket, or I do events. It doesn't matter. This is a program designed for you, designed for marketers and entrepreneurs that are willing to invest in themselves and invest and improve themselves and doing something with their life and actually getting the results that they deserve. Now, I want you to be my next success story, right? We have so many of these. We have too many screenshots to fit in a presentation. We have a lot on the website that you can go watch. We have so many videos from students and partners and all kinds of people. But, this is what really excites me. This is what I get the greatest fulfillment from a business standpoint. It's not how much money we make. It's not distributions we take on a quarterly basis. It's not any of that, right? It's each time a student writes one of these, each time a student tells me, hey, I just implemented this brand new strategy you put out and we're doing thousands of dollars in profit this week. We're having our biggest weekend ever. Yeah, I just put this in place and I can't even keep up with demand. That is what is really, really exciting and rewarding and fulfilling for me. And I want you to be on this screen. I want you to be next to Tom and Ryan and Chad. And I want you to imagine something. I want you to visualize what that would be like if you had a system, if you had ads running right now that were consistently generating $5,000 a day, consistently generating $10,000 a day, consistently generating $50,000 a day. I want you to picture what that would mean for you personally, for your family, for your business, for your life, if you were able to do that, right? Imagine being able to not have to wake up super early every day because you're afraid one of your ad accounts has spent too much money, you're losing money. Imagine being able to work from wherever you want, go wherever you want, because you don't need to be anchored to a computer, right? Imagine the profits that you're able to generate and the things you're able to do with that money, both for yourself, for your family, for your future, and for your community. And more importantly, picture being able to get your product and service in the hands of 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times more people. Because at the end of the day, that's why, at least I do what I do. It's not the money, it's like that. It's I want to help more people, right? So if I know that I can invest in this training and I can get a system that'll help me get my program in front of 40,000 people or 100,000 people or 500,000 people, that's the big goal for me. Is I want to be able to educate 1 million people. I want to be able to help 1 million marketers make more money online with paid traffic. That's my goal. And I want to help you do that with whatever your product or service is. So what are you going to get access to? So the first thing is a step-by-step guide to generating consistent profits. That's the most important thing that you're going to get, is you're going to walk away with that step-by-step blueprint. You're going to get an actual coach, right? We're not just talking about a library of video lessons. Hey, here's a link, go watch some videos, right? No, we're not talking about that. You're going to get me, my team, actual coaching and guidance. You're going to get freedom to not be on ad accounts every minute of the day, because nobody wants to do that, right? We didn't become entrepreneurs to be on our computer 24/7, right? To be glued to Facebook ads. You're going to get personalized feedback on the ads you're running. Now think about that. You're going to be able to actually come to me and our team with the ads you're running right now and get personalized audits, personalized guidance of what to change, how to write copy better, what video you should use, what image you should use, what changes should you make on the entire funnel to improve, and then come back the next training and do the exact same all over again, right? That's how you get results. You're going to get scaling strategies that I'm using right now for businesses just like yours. You're going to get a system designed to help you stay ahead of the platform and behavioral changes. You're going to get a team that actually cares about you and your success. Right? That is the big thing. You're going to get a team that has your back, that wants you to be successful, that cares about you as an individual. You're not just a dollar sign to us. You're a person. You're an entrepreneur that we believe in and want you to achieve results. Because when you achieve results, we achieve results. Remember, this isn't just another course. I'm not selling you a course today. It's not what I'm selling you, right? Patrick Von Jackson, one of our students, I love this testimony. Although every one of these people I love, every name on here I respect highly, and I think you should learn from them as well. But it is one of my favorite testimonials. So he said, I purchased about every Facebook course from all the gurus, from Amy and John, Ben, Dan, and Keith. I even did the Blueprint course, and they were all great, which is true. They all were great. Each and every one of them. But there's only one whose strategies completely blew me away, and that's Maxwell Finn's Facebook Ad IQ Academy. His strategies are so mind-boggling that I hesitated to write this post, fearing one of my competitors may read it. Now, Patrick was part of our first course. That was Facebook Ad IQ Academy. We're talking about paid traffic training today, which includes Facebook Ad IQ Academy. So, I want to introduce you before I tell you exactly what you're going to get, exactly all the modules and all the bonuses and all the goodies you're going to get today. And I appreciate you hanging with me today. I appreciate giving your patience today. I invest a lot of time and a lot of effort and resources into putting these trainings together, putting these presentations together. And it means a lot to me that you also give me the same undivided attention. And I'm really respectful of that. I respect your time, and I appreciate you giving it to me. So this is John Felix Reyes, one of my very first students. And I hadn't seen him in almost like a year. And I bumped into him. I was in San Diego speaking at after TNC at iStack. And I was doing an interview at Ben Malal. He'd rented a big mansion in the city. And I got there, and John came out with his wife and his new baby. And he said, hey, man, I hadn't seen him in a while, so I didn't recognize him right out of the gate. And he came up to me and said, I just wanted to let you know that your course and what you did changed my entire life. It was one of the most meaningful, it was one of the most like touching and impactful moments of my entire career. It literally, that like 1 minute interaction, we hung out for a bit after that 1 minute interaction where he told me all that, was literally the epitome of why I do what I do. Hearing that, just one person saying that this changed your life, it meant everything. It told me that I don't care if I hadn't made a dime, if I hadn't made a single dime up to then, but I knew I was doing the right thing. I knew what I was doing, the products I was putting out, the service I was putting out, everything that I had done to that point was worth it because of John, his story. He now has a booming business that creates videos for e-commerce stores. They just moved into a massive new studio. I think he has like 20 employees now. It's absolutely incredible. And this is what he had to say. So there's John there again. That story. It's everyone is impactful for me. Every time I hear one student that's achieved success, it's something I celebrate. But hearing ones where people are changing their lives, and seeing that journey over the years is so amazing. So what are you going to get on your path to having the same success that John had and changing your life? This is how it happens. So this is what paid traffic training is all about. It's a series of videos. It's a robust video training series, but that's just one part of it. So we're going to talk first about that video training series and what each component gives you. Now, the first module is your blueprint to success. This is a $19.99 retail value. So when you talk about the blueprint to success, this is all strategies and videos about what to do before you launch an ad, right? So this is all pre-launch, how to understand the pixel and the business manager, how to set up the right tracking and custom conversions and rules and all the things you should be doing before you turn on a single ad, the creative process, the mindset, how to set your numbers. We have calculators in there that'll help you calculate your AOV, or your target break-even CPA, your break-even cost per click, all of your numbers. So we have some really cool stuff in that module. Then we have our Launchpad to Profits module, which is a $2,500 retail value. Now, the Launchpad to Profits, the best way to visualize that is this is kind of top of funnel. So this is what you do with your cold traffic, all of the strategies of how you set up audiences, how we set up our campaigns, how we set up our targeting, how we write ad copy, all of our contests and quizzes and polls and all the stuff from our first secret, how we build all those out exactly step by step. That's what you're going to get in our Launchpad to Profits module. We then have our optimization roadmap module. This is a $3,500 retail value. Optimization roadmap is our middle of the funnel series, right? So this is once you've gotten traffic, once you started running ads, once you have people that have gone to your quiz, your poll, your landing page, what do you do then, right? This is all of those kind of middle of the funnel retargeting strategies, all of kind of our more moderate, beginner to moderate sequences, ad campaigns, scripts, everything that you can take and plug into your business to get results. Also, what reporting, what numbers to look out, and how best to take things that are working and begin to increase spend on them, begin to take them to the next level. We then have our Scaling to Freedom module. This is a $7,000 value. This is the advanced stuff, right? So once you've figured out the top of funnel, the middle of funnel, and cold traffic, and have the right mindset and all the things that you need to have, then we're talking about, well, how do you scale internationally, right? How do you scale to different geos? How do you use advanced lookalikes to really scale? How do you master manual bidding? These are all of the things that you need to understand. If you want to spend more than a few $1,000s a day, this is the module for you, right? Or even if you're already spending a few $1,000s a day, this is the kind of Power Pro user module. And this is where everyone should end up once they go through the program. But I carefully crafted the videos here to flow naturally, right? So this isn't just a bunch of videos randomly thrown together. This is a series of videos structured step by step of what you should be doing if you're launching a new ad account, right? We then have our Unicorn Proprietary Toolkit module. This is a $5,000 value. I believe highly in using tools for the right jobs to basically give us more freedom, to help us make more money, to improve our kind of our processes and everything that we need as a business and organization. So we showcase our top tools and give those to you. Now, these aren't just like affiliate tools where I'm just, hey, buy this tool. These are actually detailed walkthroughs, detailed tutorials of exactly how we use things like Outgrow, which is what we use for our polls and quizzes, exactly how we set up polls and quizzes. So they're much more hands-on. A lot of these videos are 15 to 30 minute tutorials, walkthroughs about the specific tools and how you can use them for your business. Every tool we recommend is something that we actually pay for with our own money, we actually use, and we actually get results. If it doesn't meet those 3 criteria, it doesn't get put in this module. So let's go through that again. You're going to get our Blueprint to Success training module. It's a $19.99 value. You're going to get our Launchpad to Profits training module. It's a $2,500 value. You're going to get our Optimization Roadmap training module. It's a $3,500 value. You're going to get our Scaling to Freedom training module. It's a $7,000 value. And you will get our Unicorn Proprietary Toolkit module. It's a $5,000 value, all totaling $20,000 of value that you're going to get access to today when you invest in paid traffic training. Now, that's, again, $20,000 of value that you're going to get for a simple, easy investment of $97 a month. Think about that. Not like we structured this. I know this is crazy, right? $97 a month. You're probably like, what? Are you kidding me? This isn't $997. This isn't $1997. This isn't $24.97. No. We looked at a lot of different pricing. We over the years explored everything. And our first course, Facebook Ad IQ Academy, was a $9.97 course. Eventually we increased the price to $14.97, and we sold a ton of them. But we always felt that there was a lot of individuals that couldn't afford it, that were struggling. We didn't want people to feel like they had to put all their money in to just get access to this, right? And then feel stressed and weighed down in the program. We saw that, and I know what that's like to basically be worried about where the next dollar is coming from. They're not be able to pay rent and stuff. So we figured is, hey, let's do it monthly. That way, people can get access to everything for $97. And if they don't get results and they don't like it, they can just cancel it. So you can basically get everything here today for $97. And when you get results and you get all the value and you see all the additional stuff we're going to add, then you're going to stay on. Then you're going to want to be part of this community for months and years to come, just like most of our students. But like I said, $97 gets you in today, gets you everything, gets you instant access, $20,000 of value. All you got to do is go to bit.ly/PTT97. That's bit.ly/PTT97, all lowercase, to check out all the stuff you're going to get there and sign up right now. So while you're doing that, while you're checking that out, I want to give you just a quick, who this is not for, because I do think it's important to let everyone know this. This is not for everybody. Right? Paid traffic training is for a lot of people, but it's not for everybody. And that's the way most offers should be. Most businesses, most products, most services shouldn't try to be for everybody. Now, this is not for people that are looking for some magic bullet. Paid traffic training wasn't designed to get people rich quick. It's not designed to help people achieve results that aren't willing to put in the work, right? Getting results here requires investing in watching the videos, investing in implementation, investing in attending the training. So it's not for anybody that's kind of expecting, hey, I can go watch one video and in the first week I'm going to triple my ROAS. In the first week I'm going to make $100,000, I'm going to make $1 million. So it's not for people with unrealistic expectations or low work ethics. It's also not for people who are selling low quality products, low quality services, for people that are using black hat tactics, forced continuity, anything that's unethical, immoral. I know there might be some people watching that, right? There's a lot of people doing black hat and gray hat out there, and that's just not what we believe in. And so I don't want to give these strategies and these secrets that'll help those individuals hurt more people. So it's not for those individuals. So who this is for is basically the exact opposite. So if you didn't fit that bucket, it's probably for you. If you understand that achieving true success, a true financial freedom, requires hard work, it requires investing, not just financially, but investing your time and your attention in consuming the content, in implementing it, in being persistent, and not just thinking, hey, the first day I didn't make money, so I'm giving up, then this is for you, right? It's for people that are selling really great products, really great service, people that have a true purpose, a true mission, that want to actually improve the world. That's who paid traffic training is for. This is my friend Ben Malal. He's one of the top Facebook marketers in the world, one of the top marketers in the world. Just an incredible dude. And I shot him a video. Hey man, would you be willing to just let people know what you think when we work together about some of the ads we've done together? And he sent this video back to me. It's one of my favorite testimonials ever. It's absolutely hysterical. So here you go. So that's one great video from Ben. I think one of the things that I like to point out in a lot of the testimonials and reviews, and like I said, there's a lot of them, right? And we only have so much time here to show you today. But something that I want to emphasize and that means the most to me is not when people talk about the results they got, the numbers they got, how much money they're making. Honestly, that's great, but that's not what I care about. What I always look for and what gets me excited when I hear this consistently in the testimonials, like you heard from Ezra, like you heard from Ben, like you heard from John, is ethics, morals, caring, doing things the right way, being supportive, being a good person. That is what means the most to me. And I know there's a lot of people out there who have courses and have trainings, and all say they have the magic secret to help you make more money, right? And it can feel impossible to decide who should I invest in. Now, I think there are, like I said, there's plenty of great people out there that I also love and invest in, and I call great friends. Um, but I think the one thing that should be, at least in my opinion, that you should be looking for is investing in somebody that actually has a track record of caring about students, of actually being a good person, of not screwing people over, of not cheating, of not stealing, of being ethical, of running a business that does things morally, does things for the right purpose, does things because they care about human beings, they care about people. That is, in my opinion, the litmus test. That is the most important thing. And that is what I'm giving you today, on top of all the other stuff, right? And I'm gonna give you out a lot of bonuses in just a minute, right? That'll blow you away. But what I can promise you is if you invest in paid traffic training today, you are going to get mine and my team's 100%. All you're going to get all of our attention, you're going to get all of our focus, you're going to get our care, you're going to get every thing that we believe in. We're going to be giving to you because we care about our students, we care about our community, we treat them like family, and we want you to be part of that family. And that's something that just, it means so much to us. It's why we do what we do. Like I said before, it's what drives us, and it's what people like Connor and Dominic and Brandon, who you can see on this screen right now, they've all gotten the numbers right. Connor's did $200,000 in a week. Dominic, put this new funnel in place and doing $500 a day, day one. Brandon, had a $10,000 day during Black Friday. They're all making money, but more importantly, they're all part of a community, of a tribe, of a family, where everyone's got their back. A community where when the going gets tough and you're actually dealing with challenges, you don't just get my help, my support, our team's help, but you get our community's help, our community support, because Unicorn Nation is strong, and it is something special, right? So you can invest now at bit.ly/PTT97. Now, I'm going to show you, I have two more videos for you today. And the next one, you probably recognize this guy. His name's Tim Bird. He is the godfather of Facebook ads. He runs Facebook ad buyers and ad leaks and all kinds of great communities out there. He's a legend in the space. And it's fortunate enough to get to call Tim a very good friend of mine. I've gotten to do his masterminds. We get to do all kinds of cool stuff together and share a lot together. And I asked him, said, Tim, would you mind shooting me a video? And again, what's cool about this is a lot of people you see in these videos, like Ben said, are technically competitors, right? We all kind of sell to the same demographic, but that's what's great about the best people in this industry, the people that are doing things the right way, is that they're abundant, right? I am totally confident in what we do and comfortable saying you should also invest in what Tim's doing. You should invest in what Ben's doing. You should invest in what Ezra's doing. You should be looking to learn from a lot of other people, just like I do. And Tim and these other guys do the same thing, right? So this is what Tim had to say. So then we have Tim. So let's talk about what else you're going to get today, because you're not just going to get paid traffic training in the course. You're also going to get a ton of bonuses. So I hope you're excited. I hope you're ready. Let's get a second win in here for the bonuses. So the first thing you're going to get, bonus number one, at $10,000 value, the 4-week training bootcamp. So when I first launched paid traffic training not long ago, I did a live bootcamp for the early adopters, right? So the first group that came in, I did a 4-week live training bootcamp from Monday to Friday, every day for a month. I did about a 60 to 90 minute training series. So obviously not doing that live again, but the whole thing was recorded. So you get access to 4 weeks of the exact same bootcamp that basically takes people through step by step, launching new ads, everything that I do to basically launch a new ad account, new ads, everything. So you're going to get access to that $10,000 value. You're also going to get access to AdIQ Academy. It's a $997 value. My very first Facebook course. So paid traffic training is my second course. AdIQ Academy, my first course, it's still on the market. Like I said, that's the one that kind of put me on the map on the course space. It's got the ClickFunnels 2 Comical Award. It's done over $1 million in profit. It has over 4,000 students. You're going to get access to that. It also has 100 hours of content. So you're going to get 100 hours of strategies. Nearly all of them are still incredibly relevant. We still use a lot of those strategies today. And anything that's not relevant anymore has been removed from the course. So it's still up to date, which is one of the biggest questions people give me. I also believe heavily in the power of combining training and personalization with content, right? So the core component of the paid traffic training is a series of videos, but it's also tied to 2 monthly live trainings. So bonus number 3 is a $3,999 value. So 2 times a month, I go live to do a 90-minute private training session with students, right? So during that training session, you can get me to answer all of your questions. You can get me to audit all of your ads, audit your landing pages, overview your marketing strategy, and also teach them the latest stuff that's happening in our business, right? So twice a month, you can come to me and say, Max, here's some new ads I'm running. Can you give me your feedback? And I'll give you personalized feedback. Say, hey, change this copy, add this to the video, try this targeting, try this angle, etc. You can go put those changes in play, implement it, come back to the next one. Okay, here are the results. And we can keep doing that. That is how you get real results. That is how you grow a real business, is accountability and consistently improving, right? If you're moving the needle in the right direction twice a month, every single month, you are going to accomplish your goals. That is the like point blank, that is the way it's done, right? It's incremental improvements on a consistent basis get you to the finish line way more likely than trying to swing for the fences on day one and wanting your, just absurdly unrealistic goals like a lot of people do. You're also going to get one of our badass limited edition unicorn tees. Like I said, you're part of Unicorn Nation, which means you're going to get one of our special tees. These tees are only for our students and our managing partners. So nobody else has these t-shirts. That's a 3 unicorn retail value. It's a crazy value right there. And then bonus number 5, this one's very important to us. Like I said before, we do this not just to make money. Money is a byproduct of what we do. We do it because we want to help marketers and entrepreneurs achieve their success, achieve results, achieve financial freedom. We also want to make an impact in our community. We believe that we are so blessed to, personally as a company and as a community, to basically not want for anything, right? None of us are going to sleep without a roof over our head tonight. None of us are going to go hungry tonight, but there are a lot of kids in our city, in our state, in our country that don't have those things, right? So we are partnered with an organization. Both Jeremy and I are on the board of Goodwill Central Florida. We're also part of an organization called Hope Now Central Florida. And basically, they support the kids in the local community, the Central Florida community. And every year they have a back to school bash. So when you invest in paid traffic training, you're also sponsoring a child to go to that event. And when they go to that event, they don't just get this amazing carnival experience where they have this day packed with fun, celebrities, all kinds of stuff. You're also giving them a backpack with a really nice backpack with incredible school supplies. You're getting them a haircut, a dental checkup, a doctor checkup, and a ton of other amazing things. So you're sponsoring one child to do that, which is amazing. And what's cool about that is you can invest in yourself and you can also invest in a less fortunate child at the same time, which is pretty cool, right? And again, I thought it was important that everything that we do as a business that benefits us financially should also benefit the community. So we've made sure as a company that we've tied our financial success to other organizations that support people in need, which is really important to us. So let's go through everything you're going to get today. So you're going to get our Blueprint to Success training module. It's a $1,999 value. You're going to get our Launchpad to Profits training module. Remember, that's our top of funnel strategies for $2,500 value. You're going to get our optimization roadmap training module. Remember, that's our middle of funnel strategies for $3,500 value. You're going to get our scaling to freedom training module. Remember, that's our kind of bottom of the funnel advanced stuff. That's a $7,000 value. Our unicorn proprietary toolkit module. That's a $5,000 value. You're going to get our 4-week bootcamp training replay series. It's a $10,000 value. I've only done that once in my life, the bootcamp. You're going to get access to AttaQ Academy. It's 100 hours of content, cutting edge strategies. It's a $997 value. You're going to get 2 monthly 90-minute live trainings every month. That's a $3,999 value. You're going to get our limited edition unicorn tee. It's a 3 unicorn value. And you're also going to do a Hope Now Central Florida donation where you're going to sponsor a child and provide them a backpack, school supplies, haircut, dental checkup, doctor checkup, and a full day of the back to school bash. It's a $35,000 value you're getting today for just $97 a month. Think about that. $35,000 a month. You're getting 2 courses. You're getting 2 live trainings a month. You're getting a 30-day boot camp. You're getting all this amazing stuff. You're getting the path to achieving the goals that you've only dreamt of for just $97 a month. Not even $100, right? We're not talking even 3 digits. We're talking $97 a month. So if you go to bit.ly/PTT97, you can sign up today. Again, just $97 a month. This is by far the craziest deal, the craziest price we've ever done on an info product, on a training, on anything. Honestly, this is like 2 years ago, we did a Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal on our first course. At the time it was $997. And we decided to do I believe it was $97 for that weekend. And I think we sold about $200,000 worth of the course that weekend. It just absolutely exploded for that price. We've never done anything even close to that price in the 2 years since until now. And again, that was just for our Facebook course. That included nothing else. You're getting that course plus our brand new course, plus 2 live trainings, plus a 30-day boot camp, plus a limited edition t-shirt, plus a Hope Now Central Florida donation. And there's a lot of other bonuses that we couldn't even include on here that are on the checkout page that you can go look at, including scripts and webinar replays and mastermind recordings. We just put our War Room replay training I did for War Room for $35,000 a year mastermind members. That's in there now. So you get all this amazing stuff for just $97 a month. This is what Perry Belcher had to say. Perry Belcher is one of the founders of Digital Marketer, which is the kind of the godfather, Tim's the godfather of Facebook ads. Digital Marketer is really the top authority and the leader in our industry for digital marketing. They own digitalmarketer.com. They run the traffic and conversion event, which is the biggest event in our space. They run War Room, the biggest mastermind in their space. And we've run Facebook ads for them for a very long time until they were acquired by Agora. So I put this testimonial as the last one because it's important to understand we don't just teach. We're not just career teachers. We actually do this stuff. We don't just do this stuff mediocre. We do this stuff at the highest level for the biggest names and the biggest brands in the world. So the question you might be asking is, well, okay, this all sounds great. I'm in. I'm totally sold. But are you going to sell me a bunch of other stuff after? Right? That's one thing that I know can bother some people is, hey, you tease me with this thing, but then you tell me I got to upsell to this and upsell to this and upsell to this, and it's a never-ending stream of upsells. Well, today we really only have a kind of one main upsell, right? We'll give you the ability to get a special deal on the full year if you want paid traffic training. That's an option, but really there's only one other product and that's Unicorn Academy. Now, the reason I just want to tell you about this because it's a really, really exciting product, and the deal you're going to get on it and the upsell is super unique and special, just for paid traffic training students. So that's why I wanted to bring it to your attention to make sure you're aware of how incredible this was and why you need to also invest in paid traffic training to get access to this special deal. So paid traffic training is all about Facebook. It's all about Instagram. It's all like that kind of process, that part of paid traffic, right? And we cover a lot of other stuff, but it's really me and our core internal team. What we decided to do is put together a program called Unicorn Academy with some of our top partners in the world, across different channels, across different industries, because building a business requires more than just mastering Facebook ads. Right? You can't just master Facebook ads and build a $100 million company. It doesn't work that way, right? You need to understand a lot of other pieces. So what we did is we reached out to our top partners. We said, hey, do you mind creating courses and also doing weekly trainings for an elite group of students? And they said yes. So what we have is every week we have multiple live trainings. So every Monday I do a live training in there, and it's a much more intimate group, much more personal group. You get much more time with me, and I do them weekly. So I do a weekly live training where I cover everything from Facebook ads to how we're growing our agency, everything in between. Then you also get a training from Brian and Caitlin Schlichting, their husband and wife that run a very, very large agency in the Midwest. They're some of the top Google ad experts in the world. They're incredible at SEO, web dev, building funnels, and running agencies. So they do a training every week. Then you have a training every week from Alex Wilkie, who's one of the top Instagram and organic social media growth experts in the entire world. You also get access to multiple courses. So you get access to our entire library of courses. You get access to our SEO course, our Google Ads course, our Instagram course, our LinkedIn course, and obviously my Facebook courses. You get access to a private elite Facebook group that has some of the biggest name entrepreneurs in the world inside that group. It's super high-end networking. We also every month bring in experts to do special trainings. We've had Snapchat trainings in there. We've had accounting trainings in there, all kinds of stuff. So this is the kind of the cream of the crop. This is our top program. And like I said, when you invest in paid traffic training, you'll get an opportunity to join that program for a really special one-time deal, pricing that's not available to anybody else. So I highly recommend, once you join paid traffic training, to seriously consider that upsell, because it is a special one and it will level up your business like nothing else. So the other, I appreciate you guys bearing with me. There's a few more things I want to cover, right? Just because I know these are the most common questions that I get. So the biggest one is, will this help me? Right. This is one of the big questions that I get people when I do this presentation, when I do a pitch basically for paid traffic training or any of my courses or programs. And the answer is yes. Right. And the reason I can say yes, kind of blanket, like without even knowing what you do, is because we literally have students that have achieved results in every single industry and vertical you think of, like literally every single one. It's crazy. So we have people that are e-commerce store owners, affiliate marketers, owners of agencies, digital info product owners, brick and mortar business store owners, ad buyers already doing 5-6 figures of monthly spend, marketers selling high ticket events, masterminds, high ticket coaching, influencers, people building personal brands. Literally, we have students in every single one of those buckets right there. And the reason it works for everybody is because of the personalized coaching, because it's not just a series of videos, and because we have those multiple live trainings every month where I and our team get to work with you personally and advise you personally. That's how we ensure that this program works for nearly every single type of business, every single type of marketer and entrepreneur, regardless of whether you're a brand new, whether you've never spent $1 on ads before, which is okay. If you haven't spent $1 on Facebook ads before, this is the right program, right? Because for just $97 a month, you can ensure you don't make tens of thousands of dollars worth of mistakes, right? And that's the truth, is you can make mistakes as a new media buyer that can cost you tens of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars if you're doing things wrong, not just in ad spend, but in lost opportunity, right? Because that's also important, time and how much money you could be making if you weren't delaying it. And then if you're an advanced media buyer, there's stuff in here that could dramatically help you increase your ROAS, increase your lifetime profitability for your own businesses, for your clients, help you build something that's actually sellable that you can exit if you want. And so, at the end of the day, the big question too is like, are you worth the investment? This is where people kind of, they get the buyer's remorse. They're thinking, hey, $97 a month, whatever it is, $1,000 a month, $10,000. I don't think I'm worth the investment. I got to save the money for something else, right? No, the answer is you are worth it. You can do it. You can make a $97 investment a month and generate a insane ROI, right? That is something I feel 110% confident in telling you. If you can't generate a positive ROI each month in a $97 a month program, there's something terribly, terribly wrong, and we'll figure it out, right? The cool thing about this program too is that it's month to month, right? So we're not locking you in to a year-long contract, right? We're not locking you into a 6-month contract. This is literally, hey, you give us $97 today and you get 30 days access to all the courses. You get the 2 trainings, you get the boot camp. You can consume all that content. And at the end of the 30 days, 29 days in, you're like, you know what? I didn't make a positive ROI. I'm not happy with it. You can cancel it. No hard feelings. Self-serve cancellation. Go in there. You can do it. And you basically gotten 2 courses, a 30-day boot camp, 2 live trainings with me for $97. Think about it in those terms. That's the easiest way to sell this program, is to think about it in those terms. There is not a single course. There is not a single training program. There is not a single anything out there in the marketplace with even close as much as value that you can get for $97. Doesn't exist, right? Not a single thing out there. Nearly every course in the market is going to be $997, maybe $497 to $24.97, right? So you get access to 2 courses, over 120 hours of content. Like I said, 2 live trainings with me where you get basically, 3 hours of personalized coaching and training from me. You get access to that 30-day boot camp. You'll still send you the t-shirt, all that stuff for $97, right? That's crazy. $97, you get all of that. Like I said, you're just like all of our students right now, you're going to see the value, get the ROI, and you're going to want to continue month to month. And we know that. That's why that's why we're confident in this model. That's why we're willing to do that. That's why we're willing to not like do forced continuity or all kinds of like, kind of gray stuff, because we know the quality of the product is there, and we know you're going to stay and want to continue to invest and continue to grow with us as your career grows. So I want you to take action now. Now we're done. So what I want you to do now is I want you to go to that link at the bottom of the screen. There's a button you should see, but if you don't see the button, you can just type in bit.ly/PTT97. I want you to fill in your information, enter your credit card information, put your name in there, your email, all that stuff. I want you to click the invest now, the buy now button, and sign up. I want you to get in the Facebook group. I want you to start consuming the course. I want you to get ready, schedule in the next 2 live trainings so you can show up, ask your questions, and I want to see you on the next training, because I know that together we can help you achieve your goals. I know that together I can help you achieve the financial freedom that you want to achieve and give you that life that you've been dreaming of. And I know that I can do that. And it's such a tiny investment to make today, $97 for that possibility. And I don't know about you, but I will make that investment. I'll make that bet every single day of the week. So again, I want to thank you for taking the time. Let me go right here real quick. We actually able to do this in under 2 hours, which is impressive. But you gave me 2 hours of your attention today, which again, I respect that. I value that. And I greatly appreciate that, because I know how much time, how valuable time is. So thank you so much for giving me your time today. Thanks so much for paying attention. And most importantly, thank you so much for making that investment, joining paid traffic training. Again, if you haven't done it, it's bit.ly/PT97. You can get $35,000 of value for just $97 today. It is the craziest deal, the craziest price we've ever done. And we did it because we care about helping, care about impact, and we want you to be our next success story. So I'll see you in there. I'll see you next training, and I look forward to achieving results together.